Hello, I'm APX Toycat, and welcome back to the Minecraft news video. Today I have some pretty interesting news to share with you all, because every single Minecraft Java Edition player will be getting a free cape, but there comes with that a huge catch about how Minecraft accounts are going to work, so we need to talk about that in today's video as the big topic. But I also wanted to share a little bit of cave update news, because we have news regarding how granite, andesite, etc. will be changing, and they'll be making that more exciting. But we also have a brand new screenshot of the cave update, and indeed how crystals will grow. I want to talk about all of this and more in today's video, but let's dive straight into it, because yes, you heard me correctly, there is going to be a free cape. We heard from Dinnerbone today regarding something that people have wanted for a while, but it's coming in a way that's going to cause some controversy, and let's let Dinnerbone explain that.
Alright, do I look ready?
Perhaps a small suggestion, sir.
I've been waiting years for someone to do that. Hello everyone, today I'm here to announce how we're making Minecraft more secure. We're moving all of our Java players from Mojang accounts to Microsoft accounts. This will mean a more secure Minecraft Java for everyone. Trust me, this is a positive move, and nothing you like about Minecraft is going to change. Any questions?
Dinnerbone, we represent the modding community. Will this mean no more Java mods or custom skins?
Of course not. You can still make custom skins and mod Minecraft however you like.
Did you mod his answer?
No, that was his actual answer.
Dinnerbone, I lead the armies of the PvP community. We demand to know how this will affect PvP.
It won't.
Then we are satisfied and shall leave immediately.
Nathan, how do I move my Java account, and what's the meaning of life?
Great questions. I'll just cover the first one. We'll have a follow-up video in the coming months that explains how to migrate your account and an in-depth guide on Minecraft.net. No, never.
Nathan, I thought this was supposed to be a fun announcement.
Well, what could be more fun than learning about two-factor authentication? Okay, well, to thank players for migrating their accounts, we'll also be giving them a free cape! Hey, don't forget about all the security features and all the benefits of migrating. It's not just a cape!
So that is a lot for us to unpack, but before we say any of that, let's just first of all say this cave update background that Mojang uses to end all their videos, it makes a lot more sense now that there's a cave update, huh? And wow, doesn't this cave look exciting with its mineshaft going through? Wow, would it be cool if we saw a mineshaft update? Okay, now we can focus on the actual news itself before anything else. News which sounds entirely uncontroversial. I mean, they are not going to be messing with any existing communities. The joke about the PvP community being super demanding, like sure, they're not messing with the modding community. This won't affect Minecraft in the slightest, besides the fact that you will be able to change your Mojang account, your Minecraft account, into a Microsoft account, which is going to be more secure, because Microsoft accounts allow you to have two-factor authentication, amongst many other things that keep them more secure than just a random Minecraft account. I can't tell you the number of people who have had their Minecraft accounts hacked, and then it's just like, oh, what are you going to do about it? Well, support chains take about 9 months right now, something like that. Basically, Minecraft accounts are super vulnerable, and one of the problems of that vulnerability is the cape. So they're giving everyone a free cape, and this is where the controversy begins, because they are basically bribing the player base with a cape, something that a lot of people think should be rare and valuable, to do something that a lot of people were kind of skeptical about anyway, which is moving Minecraft more into the arms of Microsoft. Minecraft is no longer just this fully independent thing, but now every version of Minecraft that they're still actively supporting will be directly tied into Microsoft accounts, and obviously that means it'll be tied into more and more things Microsoft. And although that sets off a lot of alarm bells in people's heads, the reality is, I think a cape in exchange for migrating your account and getting more security seems entirely fine. This move by itself is not the bad move. However, something that is super interesting and is hidden in the details, but is very, very important, is the fact that you have to migrate. So, although this announcement came out today, there is no migration process that exists yet. This is just the announcement. Presumably they're hearing out community feedback to make sure that they do things right, but they do clarify that this is going to start happening in early 2021. New players who are getting Java for the first time will create Microsoft accounts rather than Mojang accounts starting this full. But if you are existing Minecraft Java player, i.e. you bought that version of the game, then they'll start to move people in batches. They say that they'll send people an email that will include instructions on how to move your account. They won't send the email to everyone at the same time, so don't panic if your friend got it and you didn't. Everyone will get their turn. Once you complete the steps, you'll use your Microsoft account to log into your Minecraft going forwards. You'll no longer be able to log in using your Mojang account. And, in case that is not very clear and you're thinking, oh yeah, but that's kind of fine, this is going to be a required move. Every single person who gets this email will have some amount of time, hopefully it's months, to move their Mojang account over to a Microsoft account. So the good news about this is likely going to be the last change. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous that they started with Minecraft accounts, then they went to Mojang accounts, and now they're going over to the Microsoft accounts. Like, it feels like lots of steps in a process that was kind of unnecessary. The fact that if you've been playing Minecraft for 9 or 10 years like I have, that this is your second move you have to make, it is a little bit tedious, and that's why I think the cape is a great little reward, like a little thank you for your effort that you're putting in something that you don't necessarily benefit from. If you don't already have a cape, if you're not already a target of hacks, although everyone's a target of hacks because they can just sell your Minecraft account, and the number of times that's happened to people, it's insane, because Minecraft accounts are something people want, and they're willing to, pay less for in exchange for getting maybe a stolen copy instead, and that's a whole problem that affects the whole game industry, but it's especially affected Minecraft, and it's cool that they're fixing that. But, knowing about the process doesn't make it feel any better. But the truth is, those are just feelings. Even though I totally agree with anyone who has them that it doesn't feel so great that, Microsoft is dipping their hand even further into the Java, community. Something that they've always said is Bedrock is where they do their experiments and where they're pushing Minecraft in all the ways they want to see it, whereas Java, they're very much leaving alone. This feels like they're doing the opposite, although in reality, this means that if you have a lot of friends on Bedrock through your Microsoft account, which you'll now be able to just directly talk to and message, etc., you could probably convince some of them to come play, the Java version, and maybe even vice versa. I assume they just want to bring all the games under one hood. However, the really terrifying thing, the reason we're bringing all this up, is because if you read, this could just be whoever wrote the article making a little bit of a mistake, but it sounds ominous, like they're kind of hinting that they will be doing more than just moving the accounts, because they say that the only difference is you get a cool reward once you've logged into your Microsoft account, a special cape. This way, everyone will know that you're here for the big move, and that you have an impeccable sense of fashion. And who knows, you might even have more than one outfit to show off, but we'll tell you more about that down the road. They are going to be, presumably, either just using multiple skin slots. Right now in Java, you have one skin, and then you have to change that skin, and then you lose the old skin. They might be having multiple skin slots that you can use on the Microsoft website somewhere, or perhaps because it's now all going to be under the same account banner, my gamer tag, my Xbox account, my Microsoft account is going to cover my old console editions, it's going to cover my Bedrock edition, and it's going to cover my Java edition account, not to mention Minecraft Earth. Right now, Minecraft Earth and Minecraft Bedrock sync up their skin slots. If Java starts using skin slots, it makes sense that they sync those up too, so you can have the same skin when you play on the Java edition to the Bedrock edition. And this sounds like a good thing until you realize, so if you wanted to, you could buy skins on the Bedrock edition and then use them on Java. And then, if you can already buy them on the Bedrock edition, why don't we make it easier to buy those skins on the Java edition too? I mean, only people who want to buy them, you can obviously still use your own skin on Java, but that's the sort of pathway you can start to see where, any big corporation has this kind of goal that we've got 25 million players that we're still not making any revenue from. What if we just had a way that we could maybe, and then you can see where this comes from. However, it is worth mentioning, that is just the theory based on the stuff. Every single major figure, including Simon from Hypixel, the leader of the biggest Minecraft server out there, even he is on board saying, yeah, this is a good thing in general. It's worth mentioning that this is very much just, Microsoft only moves in one direction. They've never been actually, maybe we have too many microtransactions, or maybe we're releasing too many skin packs. They never reverse course on these things, and it's very rare, very hard for any giant corporation or governmental entity or anything that has a ridiculous number of sources of revenue that are so big that what does goodwill even mean? It's hard for anyone to reverse course. Here's an example. Did you know that even though we debate about where should income tax be nowadays, the idea of an income tax was a temporary measure 100 years ago that it was just extended a couple years and then so on and so forth. Loot boxes were started as a way of being instead of having charging you for the game, we can have some microtransactions in there, and that way you get a free game. And now it's we we just kind of want, cosmetic only microtransactions. Please stop doing this. Like, it's the landscape changes, and something that was started as temporary becomes something that's permanent, and that's why people fear for Java. Like, even if it's the tiniest move in that direction, it's rare that you ever push back. You move that direction, and then you move further in that direction, and you can slow the speed, it seems sometimes. But when it comes between someone and, like a larger source of revenue for similar stuff, I mean, you can understand where it comes from, but then you can understand why people have this kind of shocked-faced reaction, right? So where is that one going? We're going to be learning over the next few months. Hopefully it's a good place. Hopefully the cosmetic changes and whatever are pure good. But again, that is a very ominous paragraph. And, that's the one thing I think people should maybe focus and take from this, rather than complaining that this is going to break your this, that, the other, rather than complaining about the devaluation of capes, because capes shouldn't have as much value as they do. They make people a target for hacking. And even if we're fixing the hacking, with this two-factor authentication, it's still like, why can't everyone have a cape and then have cool capes for people who go to events or whatever? I have a Mojang 2015 cape, and I lost my 2016 one, but like, I have this cape that shows I was there. I don't think that's any less valuable just because you have a cape that shows I migrated my Mojang account. But maybe that's just me not being enough an elitist. I'm going to try my best to be elitist about more things, like the cave update. You guys know, I was actually asking for a cave update before it was cool. Wow, I'm just so cool and elite like that. But no, I have some cave update news I want to share with you. First of all, something very small, but something very big. King Big Dogs responded to a community member asking about the random splotches of granite, diorite, and andesite, and they received a response saying, "We have been exploring the problem of these, free ores, and then the free stone types and the patches. I think the resident caveman, Henrik Nieberg, has some cool ideas up his sleeve." And then Henrik Nieberg, who has been working on the caves, does in fact have cool ideas regarding those. He says, "Oh yes, we do. They are going to be changing how granite, andesite, and diorite work, hopefully to make them not just random things you find and that can be annoying early game, but also super rare late game. Hopefully there's going to be some skill, some system to finding them, or they could generate in different biomes, so you can look specifically just for diorite or just for granite, or, maybe just for andesite if you're that sort of person. I mean, diorite is a beautiful block, don't get me wrong. Oh, it looks so great, especially when you don't polish it. But I think being able to look for the one you want is a serious improvement. Speaking of serious improvements, would you like to see this? Yeah, there are crystals in Minecraft now. You like them? So this image came from Kojo Max, or Corey. You might know him. He's kind of one of the wacky guys at Mojang. He says, "My last tweet was probably not a teaser, but this one almost definitely is." And then he shows, as you can see right here, there is some crystals, and then there's some crystals, and then there's some crystals. And to be more precise right there's clearly a crystal block, which they're all sitting on, the kind of amethyst geode. But then you can see how the crystal has growth phases. It's kind of like a crop in that way. And I like the idea of having a little crystal farm and feeling like you're a farmer with a little thing in his mouth being like, "Yeah, I'll farm me some crystals in Minecraft. I don't know what this accent is, but I guess I'm gonna stick with it because Toy Cat's American accents is in videos now. I've been in America so long, I sound like a farmer." And thank you for watching this video. I hope it was informative and useful. And even if I don't think it actually was in the slightest, I hope you choose to subscribe, because in the future, we'll be covering more news that hopefully isn't so divisive, because we can talk endlessly about the march forwards and the changing of norms. Even though the slippery slope is very much a fallacy, and you can't argue that like, oh, this will lead to that, which leads to that, which leads to that, therefore we can't do this. Even though that's a bad argument, when it comes to Microsoft, we have seen that happen time and time again. And although there's lots of good things to come for it, such as the marketplace team that I've been working on, the map that I got to release, something I've always wanted to do, there's lots of good things and lots of professionals are made. There's also always going to be some downsides. There's always going to be a change in cost and expectation from the user, and that's just the very nature of being alive, some could argue. But I think it's important to talk about. Maybe you enjoyed this video, or maybe you think that Toy Cat needs to get out there and stop making real life references, and if so, thank you for watching, because I'll see you in my Super Mario 64 live stream, because what is less realistic than Super Mario 64? Nothing, I tell you. Okay, see you there in just like 10 minutes or something. Goodbye.